back at my space. I'm going to clear the adhesive off this dresser top. First things first, I'm going to put on some safety glasses. I got my plastic scraper, and I'm bringing the entire box of gloves in case I need it. The plan is to flood the surface with mineral spirits before anybody figures out what I'm doing here and thinks I'm trying to burn the place down. I'm going to start out with the big can. Low order mineral spirits. I'm just going to spread this out with my hands. And I'm actually going to just figure out if it works. So yeah, just basically create a pond of mineral spirits. What I've done to strip some tops is I've put alcohol on the top, and that might be a good amount of mineral spirits. I'll put a little bit on there. What I've done is I've taken paper towel and then I've saturated the paper towel and just let it sit there. And what it does is it's really good at picking up all the goo. So I'm not doing as much scraping. Okay, it looks like it's getting a little cloudier over here. So I want to believe my plan is working. It certainly stinks. Let's see if anybody's watching. We have, what, I don't want to wear my glasses, 2 or 3 people, which is fine. I'm dropped my kid off at school. Everybody else at home is sick. I need to make this happen, though, to pay the bills, because unlike a lot of YouTube influencers, I'm actually flipping stuff for money. I can't get by on my good looks. They're not good enough. So I have to do the toxic stuff like this. All right, so I'm going to show you. That is adhesive. So you could speed this up with maybe I've got a Norton non-abrasive pad I got from Home Depot. I just call it a scrubby. But I wanted to see, just because I've done this in the past with alcohol, just kind of pushing it around with my gloves. If I can just get it spread out so that there's kind of activating the glue and really softening it up. This is going better than expected, honestly. I'm going to, there you go. You can see that's tile adhesive. Not enough of a chemist to know if this is, there's only so much that the alcohol, or the, why did I say alcohol, that the mineral spirits can break down. And then I'm going to start using my Woodcraft squeegee here. But anyways, I'm going to minimize the amount of adhesive so we can get to the next layer. A kind of plasticky scratching sound you hear is the is the adhesive that's still there, and I can see some texture. So this will take a couple of coats or applications of the spirits, but you can see it's pulling the snot off. In my previous live video about removing the tile, I actually showed how, I was going to say, the shellac and the mineral spirits, I think the shellac will be unaffected by the mineral spirits, so I can clean it off all day, and I might actually end up with a pretty decent shellac finish, which might be the key to really turning this around in a hurry for sale. Because once all the glue is gone that's affected by the mineral spirits, that the shellac will be relatively undisturbed. So I'm gonna, it's kind of a greenish yellowish snot quality to the glue coming off. The top definitely has some lines left over from where the tile was living on it, but we've gotten rid of just using the hard scraper right now. We've gotten rid of most of the white debris, all the broken tile bits. Still see quite a bit of finish left here. Kind of wishing I'd brought my Baco scraper, my big one. But let's just recoat and we'll say hi to anybody that's saying hi. Hello to, is that Caden? Good morning, unless you're in Australia, or I know there's people that are really into furniture restoration and furniture work in the UK. Which, let's face it, if you're in Europe, you have a lot of much older culture and access to much more historically interesting furniture. We're going to put the mineral spirits on here. I'm kind of wondering if the texture isn't just maybe the shellac resetting. Like it might have adopted the shape of the adhesive, so maybe I do need to just come back with a scraper, drag the finish, and then scrape it back and then do a little bit of sanding. My day goes something like this. I'm going to do this thing. I got to run home and see if my sick kid on the couch is hanging in there. I got a dog with a bad shoulder. Make sure he knows I still love him. And then I've got a kid at school who has recovered from whatever's making everybody sick. There's a rough spot I can feel right there. So it's getting to the point, though. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's adhesive anymore, because the mineral spirits definitely dissolved the glue. Now I'm just testing it to see. I guess I'm just going to let this sit on there for a while. If anybody's got any questions, there's kind of in a holding pattern. I'm going to let this cook. Two people watching. Like I said, it's fine. It's a kind of a quiet time. Usually I'm doing something. I need to set up a garage space maybe where I can do some live videos where it's a little bit more fun to look at what I'm doing. All right, actually, I'm going to change gears a little bit. This is a Norton white scrubbing pad. It's pretty beat up. It has a lot of slivers because I was cleaning wood with it yesterday. The white one is the non-abrasive pad. There is a gray one that has a fine abrasive component to it. And then there's, I think it's red, then green, and they just get, the abrasive gets rougher and rougher. I'm going to scrub this because I intend this to be its last use. I'm going to get all the white bits out of the finish left over from the tile. It really stinks. Ugh. Would have been nice if I could have done this at home. But I am going to knock down any texture that I can find. Anything I can feel. And then I'm going to clean this up with a bunch of paper towel. I'm going to clean it up with a bunch of paper towel. Sorry, I didn't have a stroke there. I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to come back with some kind of scraper, maybe some sandpaper, and then I'm going to see if it's actually the shellac finish itself that has been kind of reshaped by the top. You know? So that was just an alarm. Somebody didn't turn off their security system before accessing the door on one of the storage units. It's not the it's not a warning that the chemical detectors have gone off. So that would be really something. Okay, so I think it's very minimal, kind of yellowish. I like the indication that the adhesive is probably the color at this point. And so I think I'm going to come back with a good degreaser, or maybe my scraper, and then I'm going to scrape the old finish off. I'm just kind of formulating theories about why they put the tile on there, and I don't know if the tile caused the texture or if the finish was starting to fail, and that's why they put the tile on there rather than figuring out how to do a French polisher. stripping it properly and cleaning it up. Again, the good news is the veneer is all here. There's not some big scratches going across the grain. I just want to dry it down to the point where I'm not seeing any yellow or just dark areas where it's showing me that there's wet mineral spirits left. The reason I kind of get excited there might be a solid base of shellac here is if I can get the mineral spirits and the adhesive completely cleared away, I can use the shellac that's there. I can get some fresh shellac and some fresh alcohol, and I can give it a wipe back and forth, and it may level this back out. And then I won't have to build up the coat very much. So all right. So a little bit of yellow, but I think I'm almost done here. I'm going to just let this dry. Let's give it one final rub down. There's a spot here where the finish is giving up. So maybe the finish was just getting bad. Oh, so I'll just give it one really firm push down. Looks like close to all of it, as I've mentioned, but what I want to do is change the camera position so you can, I'll just grab it. So for people that look at the video, you can see there's a lot of texture there, but that's in the finish where it looks almost like frost. There's somewhere the finish is, the shellac is kind of given way. Here's some more. This is pretty common because these low boys had a mirror that would sit on top. So a lot of times you will get this kind of area here that is it's kind of faded or abused. It's just going to be a different tone. It's going to be a different, like the weight of the mirror also has a tendency to kind of bruise the shellac. So here are the lines from the tile, the joints, where they butted up. And so those are there, and then these lines here are where the tiles connected or butted up. So full tile here and partial tile here. So that was the pattern. I think my best bet is going to be to come back with the 2.5-inch Baco scraper, scrape the whole top, and then if there's some discoloration, I'll do maybe a nutmeg wipe on the whole thing, and then a general finish is either a semi-gloss armor seal or maybe their gel coat. I just noticed these are a couple of chips in the finish too. So yeah, I mean, it's not a huge mystery. Obviously somebody put tile on it and it made it weird, but it's overall it's in good shape. in terms of underneath what you're seeing pitted here. And then I think those are the tile patterns. The tiles might have been catching moisture and holding on to it, and that will affect the shellac. And so when I removed the adhesive pulled out some of the finish. So anyways, I gotta go check on the rest of the family. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. Trying to think, I've got a dresser here that I already cleaned up. I fixed the foot on it, but they're not super desirable here. It's a really nice early American style dresser, and it even has this tree of quality here. I have to glue the feet together on that guy. I'm thinking I might actually paint these because they're so 70s ugly. And then I have a broken door here that needs the hinge rebuilt. So that's going to be a video. And I'm going to be doing a lot of repair on this base with Quickwood. If you're curious about Quickwood, I've used it a bunch, but I'm going to use it some more. And then these, I'm just waiting to hear from some collectors to see if they're interested in these designer. There's not the prettiest, but they are. It's called Brutalist, or at least they claim it's Brutalist when they made it. And so they have some collectability. So I'll let you know if those sell well. So again, thanks for watching this early morning live video. It's giving me ideas for doing some live stuff in the future. I don't know if my kids let me do it, but anyhow, thanks again for watching, and I got to run. All right, take care.